Hey, what's up, soldiers? Yaniv here, and welcome back to another video. Today we've got a very special video. A lot of people have been asking about this. We're going to talk about everything to do with UPCs, Fnsku, GS1s, kind of break down all that, those kind of terms, and help you guys understand which ones you need, what they even are, and where they're used. So pretty much, as you can see on your screen, on the left is a UPC code, on the right is an Fnsku. UPC code is just a universal product code. Every single product has one, and they need one to kind of identify what the product is. So even right here, right, I have this bottle of San Pellegrino. You can see right over there, it's gonna show you the UPC code. Every product has one again, and you need one to sell on Amazon. The Fnsku is simply what Amazon uses itself to kind of organize its warehouses and kind of figure out which product is where, and they kind of use it for their own backend to kind of organize and make sure that everything is running smoothly in their warehouses. So that's the reason that's the differentiation there. Pretty much to sell on Amazon, you're going to need both. Every product on Amazon has an Fnsku. It's kind of assigned one automatically. You kind of get one, and that's the Fnsku for your product. And they run together. So UPCs and Fnskus, they're kind of like mixed together, right? You're going to need a UPC code to create a listing. That's what the UPC code is for. Again, every product has one, and we're going to talk about where you can buy them later. So you need a UPC code to sell on Amazon 100%. Fnsku is assigned to you once again, right? So where do you buy a UPC code? So you need a UPC code, and that's without a doubt. There are two options. So you can get one from GS1s, which is what Amazon is pushing for right now. They're super expensive, but they're super secure, meaning that they're only sold one per product. So what happens with alternative websites is that they actually sell you a UPC code that might have been used in the past, but it's no longer used now, which can be complicated, because if it is used now and they do sell you a UPC code, if you just scan the UPC code, maybe two products are going to show up, right? It's going to show you maybe a San Pellegrino bottle, but also, a pen. And you're like, wait, so which one is this, right? So you have to make sure that there's only one person using each, like a UPC. So there's not multiple people. And because Amazon is a lot of third-party sellers, what Amazon is noticing is that people are just buying those UPC codes that maybe are kind of recycled, and they get some problems sometimes figuring out what inventory should go where. So they added an Fnsku, which is a way to identify, okay, as you can see here, it shows it's Webkin Sweetheart, whatever, or it would say like, pen, or it would say whatever, San Pellegrino bottle, right? So it would know, not only would it be the UPC code that you would narrow it down to a few products, but also you'd have an Fnsku that would actually tell you exactly where you should put that inventory. So so no one gets confused, and so inventory doesn't get lost. So that's the reason why an Fnsku exists, to keep everything organized once again. Amazon is pushing for GS1s because GS1s are, again, you can only be sold one GS1. As soon as the GS1 is sold, it's gone forever. Like that product is, that's that UPC for only that product. The problem with UPCs, right, is that the problem with GS1s is that they cost $250. Not only do they cost $250, which is the initial fee, they're also $50 a year to maintain. So if you're just kind of trying to bootstrap this Amazon thing and try out Amazon and see how everything is working, you probably don't want to spend $250 plus $50 a year for your UPC code when you can really just get it for like $5. Technically, getting a UPC code that's not a GS1 is against terms of service, and that's just the thing that Amazon is trying to push, to make sure that everyone is using the proper barcodes, so they don't have to, kind of cross-check it with the Fnsku. Like I said, there are also alternative barcodes. What I mean by alternative barcodes is that there are recycled barcodes. There are a lot of websites that sell barcodes that have been used in the past, maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, that probably aren't being used today, but they might be. And technically, if you do get caught using a UPC that has been used before, you can get into a lot of trouble with Amazon. But for the most part, you can just buy, barcodes from people who recycle them. You're probably not going to have any problems. I'd say 99% of the time, you are 100% fine. Even more than that, you're 100% fine. Nothing will happen. Personally, I use Barcode Mania. I'm not affiliated to them whatsoever, but that's where I got my barcodes. You can get them for like, super cheap. They're $5 to $10 for a barcode, and It's pretty simple. Just go up there and you'll buy it. Maybe I'll show you later in the video. So once again, you are assigned an FNSQ by Amazon once you create the listing. Every FNSQ, every product has an every product and every UPC code has a FNSQ. So that's pretty much that. Now I'll show you guys Barcodes Mania. So this is what I use to actually buy my barcodes. It kind of looks pretty sketchy, but believe me, they're fine. They work. I kind of like how sketchy they are. But also, if you do buy, you gotta wait. Like sometimes they take like 24 hours to send you a barcode. So don't worry about that. It does take some time. Make sure that you check your junk file, or rather your junk mail, because sometimes their stuff gets sent in junk mail. I had a problem with them once, but really it was just sent to my junk mail. So make sure that you check your junk mail as well. But you can get one barcode for $5, 5 barcodes for 10. I just got 5 for 10. You know, this is gonna last you quite a while. It's really worth it, honestly, for what you're getting. Another option, again, obviously the option that Amazon wants you to take is the GS1 option. This is the website. You guys can go figure it out from here. It's I wouldn't recommend starting off using a GS1, but once you start making some money, maybe switch. You know, when you have new products coming in, bring them in with a new UPC. You can't really switch a UPC. You can, but it's a lot of trouble and could cause a disaster in the warehouse. So be careful when you do that. But I would suggest if you are bringing in more products and you have some money to spend, you know, definitely go GS1. It's probably a lot easier in terms of like, you know, dealing with the stress of maybe, you know, getting someone that's going to use your same UPC code. So up to you guys if you guys want to do that. Again, it is against terms of service to buy barcodes from stuff like Barcodes Mania, but I've done it in the past and I probably will continue to do it. So don't worry about it. Everything will be fine as long as, you know, the thing is there's a lot of people still doing it, and I think that Amazon won't be able to cut people out, you know, kind of the people who are using regular UPCs that are recycled. It's going to be hard for them to kind of make this switch, but apparently they're really pushing for it. So this is at your own risk, guys. You know, make your choice wisely. So what you guys want to do to actually, you know, where you're going to put your UPC code. So once you know, come here and add a product. So when you're creating a listing, you want to, whatever, let's just pick something. We'll create a listing so I can show you guys where to put your UPC code. So air purifier replacement parts, whatever. We'll just click this and we'll see exactly where to put the UPC code. So it's going to come up, the actual, you know, the actual listing page is going to come up where you fill in all the, like the information about the product, stuff like that. And right over here where you see product ID is where you're going to put in your UPC code. So wherever you buy your UPC code, right? Let's say, remember, it looks like this, has this number down here. So this number would go into your product ID. So you put that number in there, and then you would also switch it to UPC code. Don't worry about anything else here. You're just worrying about UPC. Put that in there. Everything should be fine. Then you want to fill in your name, etc., whatever. So that's how you do that. Once you have a listing, you will get assigned an FNSQ, and when you actually make a shipment, like kind of make sure, you know, you're creating a shipment to let Amazon know that your product is coming into the warehouse. They're also going to tell you whether or not you need to print your FNSQ, like, or kind of label it onto your product, or if you don't. So I've had products where I've had to, I've had products where I didn't have to. I think for the most part, you actually do have to put it on though, but Amazon will let you know once you're creating your shipment. Also, bonus tip, I would recommend you guys add the FNSQ and the UPC code if you need to onto your product packaging. When you do that, it kind of saves lead time in the manufacturing, because the people, like, imagine, right, if people need to label on every single time, they need to label on you know, the UPC code and the FNSQ, you know, it takes more time than just, you know, if you just have to kind of print out the box, like let's say if your product coming in a box, you just print out on the packaging you know, the FNSQ and also the UPC code, and then, you know, it's perfectly fine and kind of saves time for people to not have to keep labeling it on. So that's a bonus tip for you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I hope I cleared up some of the stuff for you guys. Comment below if you guys want me to actually make a shipment plan and walk you through step by step where to, you know, what to do and where to get your FNSQ, and if you need to post it and stuff like that, I can definitely do that for you guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, please smash that like button. Let's get like 20 likes. We've been smashing the likes recently, and I'm absolutely loving it. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time.